for staying with us for News 5 at 6:30. I'm Rob Quirk.
I'm Diane Derby, along with our national anchor, Michelle London. Home builders are raising concerns about a bill that's advancing in the state legislature. They believe it will increase construction costs and, in turn, make it more expensive to buy a new home.
Now, the governor and the bill sponsors say these new code requirements will actually save homeowners money in the long run and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Our Andy KOEN in studio tonight with an in-depth look at this issue. Andy?
Good evening, guys. House Bill 1362 has passed the House of Representatives. It had its first committee hearing today in the state Senate. It will require builders to put in some extra electrical work so that home buyers can more easily add solar or home electric vehicle charging stations.
You may not realize it, but the buildings we live and work in can be a big source of greenhouse gas emissions.
The majority of the homes and businesses in Colorado are fueled with gas, oftentimes for heat, sometimes for our appliances.
New technologies like electric heat pumps, water heaters, and appliances can cut those emissions to nearly zero. State lawmakers want to make it easier for home buyers to choose these energy options.
I feel really confident we're going to be able to get that into the right spot.
House Bill 1362 would establish new building codes that require builders to provide the wiring and panels that would allow for all electric appliances, as well as easy hookups for solar panels and electric vehicle charging stations.
Doing that while it's being constructed is an easier process for us. And then it's ready when they move into the home.
Peakview Solar in Colorado Springs already works with classic homes to make their houses solar ready for buyers who want that option. He says the extra electrical work required to retrofit older homes with solar adds to the project cost.
It'll cost you $3,000 plus. It'll add significant cost to the project.
But the Colorado Springs Home Builders Association warns these new codes will end up costing home buyers more money.
That will roughly add $12,000 to the cost of a home in Colorado Springs.
Currently, local building departments can adopt recommendations from groups like the International Energy Conservation Code. But this bill takes away that local control and sets a state minimum code.
Without having local control to adjust some of those codes to meet what our needs are here locally, we're not able to attack affordability or attainability for homes in Colorado Springs.
Lawmakers say that focusing on the construction costs doesn't show the whole picture.
Part of housing affordability is that you're building homes that are long-term going to be very efficient because, of course, you might save a few dollars up front, but it's going to cost you thousands a year in additional utility bills.
But the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC worries that home affordability is already creating a hurdle for attracting new companies.
And by adding additional fees and unnecessary regulation onto homeowners, home buyers, we're actually impeding the ability for us to grow and grow smartly as a state.
She adds that the study which calculated those higher costs also found little return in energy savings.
Adding anywhere from $8,900 to almost $12,000 onto the initial cost of a home, but only with about $321 a year in energy savings, that math doesn't add up to me.
The governor and the HBA both told us that they're working together on amendments for this bill that address the housing affordability issues while still working to clean the air.
The bill in its original form is probably what we were least excited about, but we are excited that Governor Polis and his office are trying to work with us to find some compromise and work to meet in the middle.
I know it's still in the works. I think some compromises have been reached with home builders and others, but absolutely part of saving people money is saving people money on their utility bills.
So far, some 24 amendments were added to the bill, House Bill 1362, before it made its final vote on the House floor last week. And it, as we mentioned, had its first committee hearing today in the state Senate. I'm Andy KOEN, News 5.